Hi, and welcome to another episode of Starship Gaming. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell if you want notifications of when we make more awesome videos. Before we get started, don't forget to check out my latest spin-off of Starship Gaming called Starship Movie Reviews. You could just type in Starship Movie Reviews and you'll see the very first episode, so show your support and give it a watch. I think it's pretty interesting. I review the movie Kingpin, which is I'd have to say one of my favorite comedies. So yeah, give that a watch and show your support for us. Now, let's jump right into today's topic. The Atari VCS 800 is a topic that I've been talking about a lot recently. When I started talking about it earlier this year, it was a subject that I really didn't like talking about a whole lot. There just seemed to be a lot of controversy behind it. It got to the point where I basically I didn't like talking about it, but now as it moves forward, it's something that I've started talking about more because a lot of people want to know about it. And in the latest news going around on the internet, there seems to be an official release date for the Atari VCS 800. Before, they were saying, well, it's going to be anytime between October 2020 and December 2020, and all that jazz. But according to Walmart.com, we may have an official date for its release. According to Walmart and several other online sources, you're looking at about a November 27th, 2020 release date for the Atari VCS, which, ironically enough, happens to fall on Black Friday this year, if there is going to be a Black Friday for that matter. With all this COVID-19 stuff going on, I figure there won't be a Black Friday. But yeah, for some reason they chose to launch it on Black Friday, which honestly could be a good marketing move. You gotta think of it this way. Black Friday is one of the biggest shopping days of the year. People are gonna have money to Christmas shop, and you're gonna have a lot of people out there that are going to see this. There's going to be a lot of impulse buying going on. So it's very likely that it could potentially be a good move. It could go wrong too. It could go very wrong. You also have to look at the other stuff, the other consoles and games and whatnot that are coming out or are planned to come out in November, such as the Sony PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. But from a marketing standpoint, a lot of things could go pretty good for them. The first thing, of course, is the launch day of Black Friday. That could potentially be a good thing for several reasons. One of those reasons, of course, it's supposed to be one of the biggest shopping days of the year. Of course, a lot of retailers aren't having Black Friday. They're moving towards online this year. So, online, the whole online thing, it could help it too. You have people looking around for the newest things. Of course, you're going to have websites the day of that launch. Their front page is going to have this thing probably plastered on a lot of them. GameStop will probably have it have a window or something on their front page that's going to mention it. And of course, Walmart is going to mention it, somewhere on the front page. So, a lot of things could go good for them. The only thing that holds it back for retailers, if they do decide to go into a store and buy one on impulse, is the fact that it's a download-only console. So, honestly, it does have potential. The whole download-only console market is still very young. Let me explain. You had stuff like the Ouya, which came out several years ago, and it flopped. And then you had the Xbox Series S digital only, which flopped. So you gotta wonder, will it be successful or will it flop like its predecessors? Well, basically its predecessors. The download-only market is still very young. The gaming companies are slowly moving towards it. In fact, they want you to move towards it because it saves them money on manufacturing physical media. And that's the absolute truth. They want to cut every corner they can to save money. If they can sell you a download of a game, that's money that they save on having to make this game. That's why a lot of studios with new releases are moving towards, a lot of movie studios are moving towards digital movies. Like, they want you to download it. They don't want you to, that's why they release the digital version first, so you could buy it and have it. They want to save money. That is the absolute 150% truth. Of course, a lot of people like physical media. I prefer physical media over download. Download is more convenient, but physical copies, you always have it. If your console breaks, you could just, buy a new console and then you can continue playing your game. Of course, you lose your save data, but you still have your game. I mean, but I think digital only, I think it's just going to catch on more in this decade. I think by the time this decade is out, the next generation of consoles, you're going to have a good chunk of them that are digital only potentially. I think there still will be physical media around for at least another 20 years, but nobody really knows what the future holds for physical media. And with the Atari VCS, it's kind of being introduced in a volatile market right now. You have COVID-19 going on. People's spending habits are really weird on video games. If you watch like how the market on video games is right now, it is like really weird. Like, it's going up and going down on certain things, and it is the weirdest I've ever seen it. And I think it's for the fact that a lot of people are staying at home. Of course, another advantage of digital-only games, especially in the time of Corona, which apparently there's a TV show now called Love in the Time of Corona. Very romantic. In the time of Corona, actually sounds like a Shakespeare thing. More people are doing digital downloads than ever. Mostly because a lot of them are stuck at home, a lot of them don't want to leave their home, and digital downloads have basically became more popular than ever. And that's one of the advantages of a digital-only console. Of course, you don't have to leave your home to buy any physical games. It doesn't play any physical games. And you can say that about any console, really. You have Xbox One, PS4, Nintendo Switch. All of those can do the same thing. But when it really comes down to it, is the type of games that you play. Of course, you can play, a number of games on any of our consoles. Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, the upcoming Xbox Series X and PS5. But the market for the Atari VCS, they know that they're not going to compete. Well, not really. I mean, they're a video game console. Of course, they're going to compete, but they know that they're not going to be on the levels of what Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo are going to be. But they are going to find their own place somewhere in the market. They just kind of have to shoehorn their way in there some way, somehow. And the same applies to any new console that comes out. Like even some of the other ones, like Intellivision Amico, that one's going to have to find its place in the market. So we went on a tangent here. But yeah, Atari VCS 800, supposed to come out on November 27th, 2020. Will it get held back even more? We don't know. It's been held back a number of times, so a lot of people have been disappointed in it. Of course, you have a lot of people who really are interested in it, and then you have a lot of people who just really hate its guts. Like, they really go out of their way to hate it. It's just, I don't know. There's both spectrums. You got people who just love it, and you got people who just hate it. So, and it really boils down to your gaming preferences. Not judging anyone if you love it or hate it. I'm going to remain neutral here. But it really boils down to what you like. You have the freedom of choice, you know. Nobody's telling you, nobody's sitting there and forcing you to buy it. They're not going, buy it, buy it, buy it. And they have you, you know, sitting there strapped to a chair with your eyes, you know, taped open. And well, that got out of hand quick, but you get the point of where I'm getting at. So, Atari VCS 800, supposed to come out November 27th, 2020. Will we get it on that date? We don't know. So, tell me in the comments down below, what do you think? You think it's going to meet its target date? Do you plan on getting one? Do you not plan on getting one? Or do you plan on getting one when they're pre-owned at GameStop or your local pawn shop or whatever? Let me know in the comments down below. So, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell if you want notifications of when we make more awesome videos. And until next time, I will see ya.